Namaste, ninth standard. So today we will continue the lesson, The Question of Space, written by Neera Kashyap. So in this lesson, yesterday as I had discussed briefly, Vikrant was a student, 11th standard student. He was pressurized by his parents to become a doctor and he didn't like the pressure. So he had a friendship with a person, a photographer who is elder to his age, and he advises him. He was his friend, and daily they go for jogging. In the jogging, they get to know each other and make friendship with each other, and Vikrant just expresses his problems, whatever struggle, whatever is going on in his mind, he expresses to Anuj, and Anuj tries to tell him to keep a watch on his body language when he gets angry or whenever his mood shifts. So this was going on. Then Anuj tells him that he has to notice his body language, and if you observe the body language when you are angry or upset or in any mood, you have to observe first your body language so that this can change the situation. Now he tells that you should control of to start with, you should control observing your body reactions, your posture, body temperature, muscle contractions, breathing, the taste in your mouth. So, as Vikrant's both parents are doctors, they obviously wanted their son to become a doctor. So, they were just pushing him, but Vikrant was not ready to study. He was not ready to take his parents' advices. Their parents were forcing him to take up the studies very seriously, but this was not working out. But he was in a mood of just neglecting these things. But his mother used to make him study the physics, maths, and biology. These things he was forced to study, and even his father used to quiz him about the math, physics, and biology. And this was, as he was not ready to accept the fact of seriousness of these matters, he used to say that his head spins, that he is not ready, actually he was not ready to accept it. It was the main problem with him. So we'll continue now what Anuj advises him, and how he takes his advice, and how the behavior of Vikrant changes due to the advice of Anuj. Now 14th para. How will that help? Asked Vikrant doubtfully. It will help you witness your reactions as if they were happening to someone else. By observing your body and its reactions, you also distance yourself from them. This distance will help you first see them, control your reactions, said Anuj. So Vikrant asked, when Anuj said you have to observe your breathing, your temperature, your muscle contractions, this, that, then he Vikrant ask Anuj, how it will help you. Then Anuj says, it will help you to witness your reactions as if you are witnessing others' reactions, someone else body language. Now, observing your body and its reactions, you also distance yourself from them. So, if it is odd, if the behavior is out of your control, you can concentrate on the matter and you can just improve it. This distance will help you to first control your reaction. So, in controlling your reaction, first you need to observe where I am going wrong, where I am doing wrong. So, where I have to emphasize more to change it. So this is what Anuj told to Vikrant. Then why not observe your body when you are feeling happy or excited or adventurous? Why only when you are under pressure? Quizzed Vikrant. So Vikrant, obviously he said he was adolescent boy. He asked, why don't we observe our body when we feel happy or excited or adventurous? Why only when we are sad or when we are under pressure? Sure, why not? Actually, our range of expression is quite limited. If we get familiar with our full range, we will become aware of all our habitual expressions. But the next step is to practice expressions when there are no feelings to be expressed. I know this sounds daft, but think if you can express emotions without expressing them. So this is a quite contrasting way of observing your behavior. Anuj says, you can observe whenever you are happy, whenever you feel adventurous, whatever mood you are in, you can observe your body language. And actually, our behavior, behavior expressions actually is limited. Sometimes we get angry, sometimes we get happy, sometimes we are unhappy, and we are sad, and sometimes we are just excited. So very limited moods. We can observe any of the mood, how we behave, how we move our body, how we move our hands, how we move our muscles, our facial expressions. These things we have to observe. So if we observe these things, that will be easy to change it. It may be in the happiness mode or in the negative modes. But the next step is to practice expressions when there are no feelings to be expressed. So you should also observe your behavior, your body language, even when there is no expressions, no feelings. Sometimes you will be sitting idle, then also you should observe your body language, how you behave, how you move your hands, how your body temperature, all these things you need to observe. Then, I know this sounds daft, but think if you can express emotions without expressing them. So suppose I will give you one advice here now. Even when you get angry, even when you are pressurized, when you are put pressure, when you come to tension, then also you should know how to control your emotions by not expressing on your body, on your face. So this is the way you can control your expressions. Even if you start with the controlling body when you have no expressions, it is easy to control your emotions when you are under extreme pressure or anger or happiness, or you feel adventurous. So at this moment also it will be easy for you to observe your body and can change your behavior. Like how? Asked Vikrant. Okay, suppose you get news that you have won a free trip to the US. How would you react? Asked Anuj. So now Vikrant is asking him how to give an example here. Now Anuj is giving an example. Okay, suppose you get news that you have won a trip to the US. How would you react? So you will feel very excited, you will feel like screaming, or if you suppose you win a lottery, it is my own example I'm giving you. Suppose you win a lottery, how you will do, how your body moves. And suppose you are sitting in a corridor and something happens that you wished for, and you see in the TV, and watching TV you see your favorite cricket team has won. How you react? All these things, no, you should observe. So the US, wow, explained. Vikrant, giving to his hands, body, and face such an exaggerated expression of glee that both clapped laughing. So he said, "Wow, it's a big advantage, big. It's a big surprise for him. All will be all likes to go to US just for a trip purpose, free trip. That is to free trip. So you don't get a free trip to US so easily. So when you are getting free trip to US, that is something great. So he felt very happy and exaggerated. He expressed his exaggerated expressions of glee. Now, self-observation happened on its own much sooner than Vikrant expected it. At dinner that night, his father asked, "Vikrant, have you found out which is the most suitable coaching center for your medical entrance test?" Now he started. Moment Anuj has told him that you should just try to observe your body language. He had already started doing this. Now Vikrant, when he went home at dinner time, his father asked him, "Have you noted where you are going to join for coaching center? Which is the best coaching center for your medical test?" So, "No," said Vikrant. "No? What do you mean no? If you still have not found out, when do you intend to enroll?" So Vikrant says, "No, I have not yet decided where I will enroll myself for the entrance test." Then Vikrant, his father gets angry and he says, "What do you mean by no?" So this is obvious response from his father, that he got angry there. If you still have not found out, when do you intend to enroll? So you should be alert in your duty. When we ask you to do something, you should do it at a time. You should not postpone it. So in this way, his father, he said, "If you still have not found out, when do you intend to enroll?" "I don't know. I'm already full up with the tuitions. Bio, maths, physics, chemistry. It is tough. I cannot do tuitions." Vikrant noticed that his mouth was dry, his head tight at the temples, his body slightly hunched. Now, when he got this pressure from his father, he started observing. When he was responding to his father, his expression, his mouth became very dry, his head tight at the temples, and his body slightly hunched. So, temples is this place. So, body became very stiff, hunched. And he said, his body became like that, and he said, "I'm already full. I have tuitions to go. I have tuitions to attend. Bio, maths, biology, maths, physics, chemistry. So many tuitions I have. When do I have time to do all these things?" Why, this is the way he responded. Tuitions for medical entrances are not just tuitions. They coach you for a career, for a highly competitive exam. One wrong answer would make all the difference. It would be better if you turned your attention to investigating a coaching center rather than speed time with the junkies and irrelevant things. Finish Vikrant father. So Vikrant father, seeing his response, said, "See, tuitions for medical entrance are just not tuitions. They are not just tuitions. You cannot consider entrance exam tuition. Coaching is just tuitions. They coach you for a career. So medical entrance is not a simple thing. So they need extra coaching. So they coach there for the career, for a highly competitive exam." So medical entrance is a highly competitive exam. So you should be very prepared for that. One wrong answer. So wrong answer you give, that makes a lot of difference. Your ranking will come down if you if you give in the entrance exam wrong answer. It would be better if you turned your attention in investigating a coaching center. So better you try to investigate where do you want to join, rather than spending your time here and there doing junkies, all wasteful things, junkies and irrelevant things. Finished Vikrant's father. Vikrant noticed that his father's last remark sent a strong wave of heat through his otherwise weary body, galvanizing him to leave the room without another word. Vikrant knew these conflicts were not getting him anywhere. It was not as if he felt medicine was all wrong with him. He just did not want to be bulldozed like this, bulldozed into working 3 shifts a day, 6 days a week. He felt he needed time to pursue his own interests and pleasures, especially after his meeting with Anuj. Anuj spoke to him on various issues of the beginnings of life, the places he traveled, the elements he used to compose a photograph, self observation. If you can express yourself without feeling, you can feel as well without expressing, he had said. So this has just imprinted in his mind. If you can express yourself without feeling, you can feel as well without expressing. Even if you feel something, you need not express it. Sometimes we just express something that we do not feel, and sometimes some mature persons, those persons who have control over their feelings, their body languages, though they feel something, they do not express it. So this is the better option here. So though you feel something, though you feel that you are angry, though you feel you are upset, you should not express it outragely. Now here in the 25th para, Vikrant noticed that his father's last remark sent him way off. This word, it is just his remark went through his vein, and he was like, he felt that he was bulldozing. His father is bulldozing him, and he was thinking that what I should do. 6 days a week, and 3 shifts a day. So morning tuitions, afternoon, after that he has to go to the college and school, or he has to, after that school, he has to go to home, and again from home to tuitions, then come back home, study. So this is where he felt this is very hectic. Medicine was not his problem, but this bulldozing to do certain things made him upset and angry. So his thinking was, he felt he needed time to pursue his own interest and pleasures. So he wanted time, he wanted space, he wanted to, after meeting with Anuj, he felt that he should spend time for his pleasures, especially after meeting with the Anuj. Anuj spoke to him on various issues. So friendship with Anuj has changed his almost all mentality, and he was liking, I should also take pleasure in doing certain things. And Anuj has taught him most of the things about beginnings of life on this earth. Then the places he traveled, he has also told, Anuj has told Vikrant about the places Anuj has traveled on the earth, and he has also told about the elements he used to compose a photograph, and self-observation. So all these topics Anuj has told him. He has told him, and Vikrant likes Anuj very much because he has said so many things about life, about the earth, the traveling, photographs, about his compositions, story writing, all about this he has heard from Anuj, and that has made his thinking very different. Coming to para number 26. When alone, Vikrant tried to practice emotions he had not experienced. At first, These were joy, spontaneity, excitement. When he felt more neutral, he practiced a wider range: suspicion, hostility, daring, joy, scorn, each with its accompanying posture and gesture. So, when he was alone, he had heard Anuj advising him, so he had accepted. Vikrant has accepted Anu's advice, and he started observing the body language. So when he was alone, he started observing his body, and he experienced. At first, these were a joy. First, he experimented with joy, then spontaneity, then excitement. So, when he felt more neutral, when he is calm, when there is no a positive or negative expressions, that too he observed. He practiced a wider range, suspicious. Then he went first. He experienced on joy, then he just tried to study on spontaneity, then on the expressions of excitement, then after that about neutral feeling, no positive, no negative feelings, then went to wider expressions. So he practiced a wider range of suspicion, how when you are suspicious about someone, how you use your body language. Then hostility, about hostility, then daring, then joy, then scorn. So each with its accompanying posture and gestures. So postures and gestures: posture, your body, how you hold your hand, how you hold your shoulders, how you hold your head. Then expressions, how your facial expression changes when you have certain emotions in your mind, certain feelings in your mind, how it changes when you have certain emotions or feelings in your mind, your body and facial expression. So all these things he studied. So coming to para number 27. His experiments with self-observation helped him to see a whole range of his body reactions, the effect that different emotions had on the body, and how the mind got involved with these. But things did not seem to change with his parents, who he realized would continue treating him like a child, so as long as he just scoffed and reacted. So after that, he almost his experiments with his this self observation helped him to see the whole range of body reactions, and it helped him to control the emotions. So the effect that different emotions had on the body, and how the mind got involved with this. So still he observed this. When he observed all these things, he felt, still I am just trying to control my body, my expressions. Still he felt that his parents are bulldozing him, and they still feel that he is a small child, and he just wanted their parents to discontinue taking him as a small child. So he wanted to take him to be a mature boy who would think in a different way, who would like to think in his own way. So he wanted that, but this was not going on. So this observation became a waste. So remaining para 28, 29, 30 and till last 39th para I will discuss in my next video. Till then you have to discuss you have to read the lesson, underline the difficult words, find out the meanings, and write it in your homework book. So it is always better when you refer a dictionary and try to study in that angle. As I already told you, any video you are getting, any video, my video you are getting, you have to observe or watch it 3 times at least 3 times. Otherwise you won't understand a bit. Okay, take care. Namaste.